We have had a little bit of a break after all of the wintry weather in the first half of January, but the pattern is set to become active again over the next few weeks with some clashing air masses. So let's dive into WX Horizon to see which areas are going to be most affected. The battleground of these two air masses is depicted really well on WX Horizon. You have all of this cold air spilling out of Western Canada. You have the warmer air coming from the Gulf into parts of the southeast. And you do also have some cold air damming today in the northeast down into the mid-Atlantic, which is going to be crucial for some precipitation that will arrive in these areas later tonight and into tomorrow. But basically, this is setting up a middle ground where the storm track will ride along, bringing precipitation and wintry precipitation to some of these areas. Because of this storm track, the National Weather Service has issued winter weather advisories stretching from western Oklahoma all the way up into parts of the northeast where this battleground area will take place. So you have warmer air overrunning the cooler air, and a lot of these winter weather advisories are for more so for freezing rain rather than snow. Pulling up the current radar, there's just some scattered snow and rain showers across most of the country. There has been some snow in Portland, Oregon this morning, and some of these road temperatures are pretty close, if not at freezing, on the western side of town. So there could be some messy conditions there. On the eastern side of town, the roads are pretty well above freezing at this point. So that should help with any treatment that's been put down or any melting naturally by the warmer road temperatures. As we get into the afternoon hours here in Oregon, the precipitation will move off, but also we have road temperatures climbing well above freezing in the Portland area. So not too much longer for issues on the roadways there. I'm going to move over to the Mid-Atlantic and the Ohio Valley because that's where later this evening we'll start to see some precipitation move into the area, and we have that warm air overrunning that cool air at the surface. So most of these locations are above freezing, central Indiana, southwest Ohio, even central Ohio, but some of the bridge decks could be closer to freezing, so those will need to be watched. Once we look at northwest and northeast Ohio, that's where we could start to see some issues. So going past midnight, this pink is freezing rain. We start to see some of that freezing rain in northwest Ohio. And then as we move through the morning hours, it will push into northeastern Ohio. Now, eventually your pavement temperatures will climb above freezing here, but initially they'll likely start out below freezing. In the Pittsburgh area, the road temperatures are expected to be above freezing the entire time. It might be close right on the start at the beginning of that precipitation, but they will warm to above freezing. So that should alleviate any concerns on the roadways in that area. And same with the DC area. You might start off with some freezing rain or sleet with some of that cold air damming, and some of the road temperatures might be near freezing. But this is 5 a.m. All the road temperatures are well above freezing at this point. So that should help with keeping the road conditions safe in the DC area. This whole system will continue to move off into the Northeast and New England by tomorrow morning, and it's moving quickly, so it won't stick around very long, but you'll have some snow up here in northern New England where most of the Ohio Valley and Mid-Atlantic, the biggest concern there is for freezing rain. I'm going to put a spotlight on northwest Ohio because that's where we could see some decent freezing rain amounts, especially with those colder road temperatures. So stay tuned for that forecast as I will be releasing that one by the end of the day today.